welcome back to Tech Tips with Cameron. I'm Cameron, and we are diving into a new feature inside of Gemini. And this is for our high school science, computer science, math teachers. Adding LaTeX, which is a typesetting thing, allowing you to put in professional style notation, equations, etc. So if you've ever struggled to make a great worksheet, great test, that great lesson that includes all the pieces with proper notation, this is for you. So this is not going to fix 100% of the problems, but I'm hoping it's good for at least 90. First step is to go into the canvas and make sure that you have chosen Pro. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at building a lesson for a student struggling in our grade 9 math class. Let's check out how we can do it. All right, so I've asked it to act as a high school math teacher, creating a step-by-step lesson on solving linear equations as a complete runnable LaTeX document. This is the key phrase that you're going to need here. Perfect. All right, I'll press go. All right, and so you can see we're in preview mode. We can actually see the code that operates behind the curtain, and we in a minute. But inside of here, we can see it talks about what is a linear equation. We can see that it's really using that LaTeX, building in that formatting that we like, and it walks through the process. It gives us an example. How do we solve and check? But ends with a summary as well. So this has a lot of value to us to create lessons. It can also be used to create differentiation. If I'm happy with it, I can download as a preview. This just saves it onto your computer as a PDF.
Let's go behind the curtain.
If there's a piece of it you don't like, you wish that this was not 16 halves, that it was something else, you can actually find whatever it is in the text that you didn't like. Let's say we didn't like this question, solve 5x plus 2. What you can do is you can ask Gemini and say, change this to be harder, easier, this question, that question, and it will actually change the worksheet for you right within there. We can't, because once we've downloaded it as a PDF, we can no longer edit it, right? That's the problem we have. So the editing actually happens in collaboration with Gemini to make this sheet. So I can be a harder question. So we can see that, yep, it's definitely done that. It's added the changes after strategy 3 and before the summary. So it's actually made the harder question right in there. So now I've got my lesson. That's great. I've downloaded it. We've worked together, but maybe I want a worksheet or something to go with this. Or maybe I need to differentiate a worksheet. All right, so what I've done is I've asked for a LaTeX formatted worksheet that allows students to test themselves on this concept and include an answer key. Let's see. And here we have it, a worksheet. Again, we're seeing some of the flaws in the initial outputs in these LaTeX documents. Like sometimes with the lines and stuff, it's just a disaster. And that is a problem. And you can go back and continue to chat with Gemini to make sure that it fixes it. It can be a frustrating little piece. But we've got 10 practice problems to test that concept that we've taught about. They go up in difficulty, which is great. And we've been given an answer key. Super cool.
Great job with that.
But you may be wondering, well, where's my first file? Well, files in this chat, it actually will save. Anytime you're in Canvas, it saves unique files for you up here in the files in this chat button. Now, last piece that I think is really cool. Imagine we need an exit ticket. So we've taught the concept, the students have practiced the concept. Now we need an exit ticket. But you know what? We don't want every student to have the same question.
No way.
This is where Gemini really shines. So what I can ask for is 3 unique versions of a 2-question exit ticket on, and for this one, I will just change this to solving linear equations. So here we have it, version A, version B, version C, and an answer key for all 3 of them. Pretty incredible. The very last thing I want to showcase is how we can build in some scaffolding and accommodation. So check out this prompt. Or for students who are struggling to remember concepts that have been taught in class, what we can do is we can actually break down certain equations, certain concepts, and have it build you the proper steps so that students can understand whether they were there or not. And here we have it. Let's break down a tricky looking problem. So it walks us through the problem. It gives us our sentence. What do we want to do? Here's how it works. Here's why it works. And we go through and we can check our answer. So it walks through that the answer is 8 and why. Beautiful. gives us some practice problems on the next page that we can work through, and on the third page gives us an answer key. This is just a brief overview to showcase what is possible with LaTeX in Gemini. Hope it helps. See you soon. Bye-bye.